do a little bit of unboxing today. I got a bunch of parts. I'm going to build a 1968 engine for a baja bug we got out in the shop out there. This here's from, we got this from more part source. I think a lot of this stuff is just like gaskets and stuff. I got a bunch of extra gaskets and stuff just for, you never know when you need a gasket or something, so I got extras. I don't know what else I got. Let's see what we got. Oh, these are push rod tubes. You got to cut them to length and put them together. These are Molly tubes. Because I'm building it with a stroker crank, you need a little longer push rods to put it together. I don't know how much longer, but it shouldn't be much. This is a fancy little tool that you can put the ends and stuff to it. You try it out. I usually hammer them in with a old lifter stuff with press. I'm going to try this out, see what it's going to work. And what else we got? Okay, well, this is a fancy tool for measuring them. I don't know if it's any better than the one I got. I made one out of an old push rod tube that I threaded the inside of it. You put a jam nut on it so you get the correct length push rod tube you need. Set your, not push rod. Yeah, push rod nut tube. Correct, get your rocker to rim it right. And this is the beacon clutch. Yeah. And use the baja plug more for beating around in the woods and stuff, so it's going to be more of a low RPM, high torque engine. There we go. Fuel pump. Yeah, fuel pump. Yeah, this stuff has been more. I got a bunch of gaskets, exhaust gaskets, carburetor gaskets, fuel pump gaskets. I'm always looking for some of those. Yeah, oil pump. More gaskets. I spent a little bit of money on that stuff. Fancy stickers. Oh, this must be. Oh, it's not more, it's J-Bug. Okay, more is different. Yeah, this is from J-Bug. Okay, I don't know what we got here in this box. It is chrome. Oh, push rod tubes. Don't want these. It helps in place of a skid plate. They're not in place, but beyond the skid plate. Yeah, we'll just you just look on the exhaust pipes and the exhaust valves is underneath. And I got fancy chrome ones. Usually I don't like going with chrome, but that's all they had. More gaskets. What? Quite a few gaskets. It kind of eliminates buying a seal kit, and they usually don't use the base gaskets and stuff like that. I'll try these out too. I think I had some of these. Are rubber valve cover gaskets. Regular gasket, more gasket. Only gasket. All in individual packages. And these I like because I usually don't use the metal gaskets because I don't think they seal good. Sometimes they leak. I don't know. I think the ones originally from Volkswagen are crushed a little easier. The ones you buy in the kits, you can't crush them very good. They give you a look at them, you crush them. So I usually end up making them, but I don't have to make them. The price is pretty cheap, reasonable anyway. Oh, what else we got? Where's this one? This one's pretty more. Okay. And another, that's the oil pump. Let's see what this one's supposed to be for with the full flow. And I would put full flow in, yeah, it's nice. Because it doesn't have the outlet on it. You use the outlet for the cover. Yeah, I usually end up drilling and tapping, plugging that hole out. Drill it and tap and put a pipe plug in it. 26 millimeters. I don't go too wild with the oil pumps. You need just enough oil pressure. You get too much oil pressure, you're just wasting horsepower and creating heat. You know, I work in a hydraulic shop, so you only need so much pressure. Let's see, we should have 2 of those. Yeah, I got 2 of those. I think this is chromoly Ford. These are from AA Performance. Light and flywheel. I usually lighten them myself, but I'm kind of in a hurry to get this one going, so I decided to buy a flywheel instead of lighting my own. I got tons of flywheels. And what else? These are 92 millimeter pistons with a 94 bore headboard, so it's the thick wall. But I don't know. People like 92s, but they're pretty thin. I don't know, more after longevity. So I'll if I build one, I'll use 90.5. I'll try using, usually I buy the nail. People have said good things about these, so I'm going to stick with so I like the thick being 92s and then thick wall. That's the best part of this, the thick wall. That's where I come up with. Yeah, you can see how thick these are. You know, you take 2 millimeters away from, well, between the difference between 92 and 90, 94 is 2 millimeters. You take 2 millimeters out of there, you gotta, that gets pretty thin. So, we're gonna try them all once. I didn't get the, maybe I did get the full. Might be fast. Might have got the Ford. I think I saw it. They say it's not going to be a high revving engines, going to be more for torque and beating around. So. AA2. These are more for, you know, they're IB. What'd be nice about these is they bolt from the top. The bolt doesn't come all the way, you know, the bolt nut on the bottom. So that gives you a lot more room right here, because otherwise you gotta, when you build a stroker, you got a clearance for that rod coming around. You got bolt nut that's on there. So this don't have it, so you should have to do a lot less case clearance. Then I opted for the paid extra and got the ARP. That's correct, the ARP bolt. Yeah, ARP. I get the ARP bolt. The crankshaft. 74 millimeter. I opted for 74. I could have went bigger, but like I say, it's kind of a hurry engine build, and I don't want to spend the time clearance in the case and stuff. So I got 74 millimeter counterweighted crankshaft. 8 dowels. We'll try her out once. I got opted for the forge. This is the forge. I want to put a cast iron crank in a 1776 in the bus. And I just got that same thing too. It was more of a low speed, you know, engine, not high torque or high power. Yeah. Got bearings, cam bearings, camshaft bearings. I got a engle 100, so I got that because it's the RPM range. It's from idle up to 5,000 or 5,500, so I could, for 110, they say about 15 to, you know, 55, so, or something like that. So I opted for the get off, you know, from idle to get going. I guess it's more for an off-road. Off-road at high speed, and I got the lifters to go with it. 5 times 2 I usually send the lifters out to long racing and have them do it, but I guess these passed away a little while, so I haven't really heard how they're built anything to see how the new guys are doing. And then I got stainless steel push rod tubes. I got the ones at the windage. It's a little bit longer here. When you're going around the sharp corners, it helps keep the oil from washing up into the head, flooding the heads with oil you don't need up there. Another set of cam bearings. I got 2 sets. I wasn't sure on the line board I was doing on it. And straight cut gears. I like the mine on the straight cut gears. Some of them makes a little. Yeah, this is adjustable one. I don't think they had the cam without the adjustable one, so I can advance or retard the timing. But then too, with the straight cut gears on there, you're not putting excess force on the thrust bearing on the cam bearing side. Opted for a single thrust bearing instead of a dual. forgot to tell them I want a dual valve spring. I'll run dual valve spring. Just for, I read in the blue books a few years back that even though it's not high RPM, if it accelerates real fast, the lifters will fly off the nose of the cam, so if you have a little more pressure on there, it'll seep. So if it's not true or not, that makes sense to me. So that, and I got the standard bore head, so I'm going to have to cut these out for 94s only because I wanted them to ship them right away. I figured, well, I'll just do them here, and I still got to put some dual valve springs in it. And I don't know if it's going to need, I might touch up the porting just a little bit, but it doesn't look like it's going to need much. I'll CC, I'll make sure that's right. Even though it's just for the woods. Make everything. CC, make it all the same, and I'll check the balance on the rods, and I'll balance the pistons, and I'll get the crank and flywheel stuff balanced. Just makes it run so much better. And even with, everything balanced like that, the engine will last longer, create a little more horsepower, it's not shaking. Just a bunch of little stuff else. Same head. So, what am I missing? I gotta get, there's something else in there. I got most of the stuff I need, so I'm gonna start on the case, open it up for the bigger cylinder. Yeah, the pistons also, instead of the cutting the 94 on the pistons, for the case, the bottom on the case side, I opted for the 90.5 and the 90, so you don't have to take quite so much out of the case, keep it strong, but it's not going to affect what's on the bottom of the cylinder, so it shouldn't bother. So, we will start putting it together. I'm gonna probably later on I'll probably start fly cutting. Either I'll do the heads, open up the heads, or I'll start on the case, open the case up for the cylinders. So, watch the next videos. I'll probably have the assembly and machining that I do on the case. So, if you like it, like and subscribe. That's what everybody says. So, I figure I just had to add it just because they do. So.